The number one reason why Trump's reelection should be a boon for your stocks. Number one, think about what drives a stock price. And John Bogle talked about this many, many times. Other people have too. We have dividend yield plus earnings growth. All right, dividend yield plus earnings growth. I throw a third part of this in this equation because dividend yields are so low. Earnings growth. The reason dividend yields are so low is because there's so many stock buybacks. So we got dividend yield plus stock buybacks plus earnings growth. But the earnings growth is the driver. Earnings growth, profitability of a company. Shocking. A company needs to be profitable for people who want to buy stock. So if you have earnings growth, what is the number one cost of a company's in terms of the cost of goods sold? What's the number one cost? Is labor cost, all right? Gotcha. What's a big other than that cost? It's the price of energy. For everything, the creation, movement, manufacturing of the product, everything. Energy is one of the biggest costs there are. Look what's happening in Germany right now. Volkswagen is trying to relocate because they're even thinking about Russia because they're like, dude, we can't afford. I mean, there's actually a chart, the Visual Capitalist, I can't remember. Someone had posted a chart about the average cost of kilowatt hour in Germany, relative to where it was 20 years ago to where it is now. It's insane. It's insane. So if you drive up prices, all right, you're driving down profits, essentially. Drive up prices for the cost of goods sold. You're driving down profits. And if you're driving down profits, that's not good for a stock. It's just not. Stock is based on profitability. It's just that simple. Now, price to earnings contraction, expansion goes in that as well. But PE contraction or expansion is fleeting. It just basically however the wind blows. I like this stock now. I don't like this stock now. Why? Because I don't know. I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. So PE expansion and contraction is something you can't hang your hat on. Earnings growth of 100%. Dividend yield absolutely unequivocal. And even stock buybacks, we don't exactly know when a company's going to. So dividend yield and earnings growth. Essentially, that's what John Bogle said. Dividend yield plus earnings growth. That's where your prices come. For stocks, your stock performance. High earnings growth, higher prices on the stocks. Higher performance. Because people want to be part of something that's profitable. What is earnings? Well, earnings are simply how much money you made, right? Relative to each good you sold. That's just it, man. I got a widget. It cost me $8. My cost of goods sold. I sell for $10. I got $2 gain, $2 earnings. If the price goes up because of insane labor policies, everyone's going to be forced into a union and all this stuff, or the price goes up for energy or both. Now I have a $10 widget that I sell for, but it cost me $9. My earnings has dropped. In that case, 50%? Not good. Now you'll see the price of the stock most definitely drop as well. Trump is serious about energy, man. This is what I love, man. He right before he left office, if you know what I'm saying, late when he got beaten from 2020. Weird how the Democrat vote has been stuck at 65 million, other than 2020. That's weird. Strange how that changed. That's weird. Almost like 2020 was an aberration. I wonder what caused the aberration. Anyway. So the Democrats, so Trump was proposing moving things like the Department of Agriculture or Department of Interior to Kansas City, moving the Department of Energy to Oklahoma, something like that. 100% makes sense. Why are these bureaucracies in D.C.? Get them out of D.C., man. Get them in the real world where real world people are. Department of Energy, you can move that to Texas, something like that. You see what I'm saying? That's what I say. Department of Energy in Oklahoma, the Department of Energy in Oklahoma, Texas, Department of Interior in Kansas City, Department of, you name it. We move this, Secretary, Department of Commerce, move that someplace else too. That's a huge proposal. It's only Trump's, he has big thoughts. That's what I love. Man, he knows, man, we need to expand we need expansion. We need to get more fracking. We need to move more product now to liquefied natural gas. We need to get more nuclear. We need to get all this stuff. He's probably allowed stupid wind turbines and stuff like that, but he knows that if you're going to have this growing economy, you need to have cheap energy, cheap, abundant energy, which allows us to be independent from foreign adversaries, by the way. The Democrats never wanted that. I mean, in the deep recesses of the Democrat mind, they said, this is going to be bad. But if you want to get rid of inflation, then what to do is make energy costs go down. That's it, man. Inflation is always and everywhere, not a monetary phenomenon, as Milton Friedman would say, but an energy phenomenon. You have high cost energy, you're going to have high cost of goods. There's just no two ways around that. So the facts are that we have a serious guy now in office with serious things on energy, production, transfer. You see what I'm saying? This is huge. So the days of idea of solar photovoltaic and wind is not going to power a country. It's not. You're forever going to be relying on foreign sources. You think California is not getting imports on electricity? You're crazy. You're just wrong. Maine, they're getting imports of electricity from Quebec Hydro. I mean, it's just, hell, Massachusetts, they don't want any natural gas pipelines, but guess what? They're piping it in, not piping it in, they're bringing it in from ships from the Philippines. So if we can get a good common sense energy policy from the starting from the top, President Trump, dude, it's going to change everything, man. You know, I mean, there's going to be, everyone's going to throw monkey wrenches in there. You know, nuclear doesn't happen overnight. It's going to take a long time for this stuff. But Trump's got 4 years, man. 4 years. I mean, you can start right. There's no time to waste. There's no time to waste like happened in 2016. You got to get started right away. And that could be big for stocks because profitability is what drives the price of stocks. Profitability is contingent on a couple things. Cost of goods sold. Cost of goods sold is what? Your labor cost, but also the cost of energy to produce your product. Let me see if I can't find that article on Volkswagen here. Hang tight. The other day, Volkswagen says cost cuts are urgently needed as its earnings decline sharply. So we're going to go down here, and they're going to show you something here. Volkswagen said in September that auto industry headwinds mean it can't rule out plant closures in its home country. Yikes. It cited economically stagnant Germany's deteriorating position as a manufacturing location. You think? We've not forgotten how to build great cars, but the cost, specifically in our German operations and factories, are far from being competitive. That's why things cannot continue as they are now. That's the cost of doing business in Germany from an electricity and energy perspective. So, not far behind Denmark, Germany has the second highest electricity cost in the world. In the world. On average, Germans pay approximately 53 cents. Is that a kilowatt hour? Let's take a look. 53 cents. Germans pay approximately 53 cents per kilowatt hour for electricity. Woo! As in Denmark, about half of Germany's per kilowatt hour rate can be attributed to high tax on electricity production. And they've closed all the nuclear plants and everything. So this is where we were going until Trump pulled a rabbit out of the hat and just freaking crushed. What a legend. Thank you, good Lord, man. Thank you, good Lord, for getting Trump in there. And I know God doesn't play Paul. I get that. But still, man, I could not be happier. This is huge. Anyway, the point being is, the market, I don't know. I think the market's up at like 1,000 points or something like that. Who knows what's going on? Who knows what's going on with Pfizer and the big pharma? Let's take a look, shall we? Yes, we shall. S&P 500 is up 2.21%. Dow's up 3% today. NASDAQ is up 2.52%. Gold is losing. Wow, gold's at 2,600. Damn, I didn't know that. That's crazy. Let's take a look at some individual stocks here. We'll look at is it Pfizer? Is that Pfizer? No, what the hell is Pfizer? PFE. That's what it is. PFE. I'm just curious about the big pharma companies. They're down 2.05%. They're saying, "Oh man, not what's the name? RFK." Dude, I cannot tell you how freaking stupid. We got RFK, Elon Musk. Dude, it's a morning in America, baby. Let's look at Moderna. So Pfizer's down 2%. Moderna's down 2%. Oh, I could not be happier. I bought this yesterday. PIC, which is a mining company. So let's see what that's doing here. Put some cash on this guy yesterday. Let's take a look. PIC. It's probably down because I bought it. Friggin' doing, man. Tim Waltz, we're gonna run. She runs a mean pick 6. Tim Waltz might be the stupidest. Gosh, just wouldn't have to worry about that freaking clown. Tim Waltz, thank you, Lord. The pick, there we go. Let's see what pick's doing since I bought it yesterday. Hey, it's up 0.08, so not much. All right. Because I knew I bought it. So Josh, right here. I'm gonna show you right here. That's when I bought it right there. I said, oh, Josh bought it. Oops. Right. But you never make politics. You don't use your portfolio for political reasons. That's stupid. Just, at the end of the day, your long-term investor, you just buy it whole, dude. That's it. Right. God bless. Love your thoughts. Don't forget to MAGA that like button. We'll see you.